There is a jar sitting in your kitchen right now that is lying to you. You likely fed it to your children this morning, believing it was healthy protein. But what if I told you that the key process used to create that spread was originally patented as an industrial lubricant for heavy machinery? We are facing a metabolic health crisis in the UK, yet we ignore the ultra-processed sludge sitting in our own pantries. I spent the last month investigating the supply chains and chemical patents of Britain's biggest brands. What I found was a betrayal. In this video, I will expose the 5 specific UK peanut butter brands you need to throw in the bin immediately, brands chemically closer to cake frosting than food. I will show you the biological damage they are doing, and finally, reveal the only 2 safe brands that are actually clean, tested, and safe to eat. Number 5. Sun-Pat. We begin our countdown with the most iconic name in the British market, Sun-Pat. For millions of people across the UK, Sun-Pat is peanut butter. The bright yellow jar, the fuel for fun slogan, and the nostalgic marketing have cemented it as the default choice for school lunches and breakfast tables. We grew up eating it. We trust it. But that trust is misplaced. Turn the jar around and look closely at the ingredient list. You will see peanuts, 94%. That sounds high, right? You might think that is good enough. But ask yourself, what is the other 6%? That missing percentage is the difference between real food and an industrial science experiment. The other 6% is a cocktail of stabilizers, cane, sugar, and salt. Let's focus on the stabilizer they use, E471, or mono, and diglycerides of fatty acids. Why is it there? Because real peanut butter is messy. The oil rises to the top naturally. But Sun-Pat wants a solid block of paste that looks perfect on the supermarket shelf for 2 years without changing texture. E471 is an emulsifier. It forces oil and water to mix in a way nature never intended, but here is the science they don't tell you. Recent research suggests that emulsifiers like E471 don't just emulsify the food in the jar, they can disturb the mucus barrier in your gut. Your gut has a protective lining that keeps bacteria away from your immune system. Emulsifiers act like detergents, potentially stripping away this lining, leading to leaky gut and systemic inflammation. And then there is the sugar. Sun-Pat adds cane sugar to a product that is already calorie-dense. They do this to hook children. By adding sugar to a fat source, they are creating the bliss point, a specific ratio of sugar and fat that overrides your brain's satiety signals. You don't get full, you just want more. Sun-Pat is not fueling your fun, it is fueling your insulin resistance and disrupting your microbiome. It is a processed confection, banking on your childhood memories. Do not be fooled by the yellow jar. Number 4. Skippy. Number 4 is the American giant that has aggressively taken over UK supermarket shelves. Skippy. You see it everywhere now, from Tesco to Sainsbury's. It markets itself entirely on texture. Extra smooth. Creamy. It promises a peanut butter that doesn't stick to the roof of your mouth, that spreads like silk on bread. But you need to ask yourself, how do they achieve that unnatural texture? It is not by using higher quality peanuts, it is by using a chemical process called hydrogenation. Turn the jar around and look at the label. You will see hydrogenated vegetable oil, usually rapeseed, cottonseed, or soybean oil. This is one of the darkest secrets of the food industry. To make the peanut butter solid at room temperature so it doesn't separate, they take a cheap, liquid vegetable oil and blast it with hydrogen gas in the presence of a metal catalyst like nickel. This changes the chemical structure of the fat molecules. It turns a liquid into a solid. Historically, this process created trans fats, which are now universally known to destroy heart health. While Skippy claims their modern process avoids trans fats, they are still using fully hydrogenated oils. These are industrial fats. They are not found in nature. Your body's cells are built to use natural fats for energy. When you flood your system with industrial, hydrogenated fats, you are essentially gumming up your cellular machinery. But the betrayal isn't just biological, it is financial. Natural peanut oil is expensive and incredibly healthy. Skippy removes this valuable oil or dilutes it, replacing it with cheap hydrogenated vegetable oil. They are selling you a cheaper filler ingredient at a premium price. The result is a product that has the texture of plastic because, chemically, it is only a few steps away from being plastic. It sits in your stomach, difficult to digest, while the inflammatory oils drive up stress in your arteries. Skippy is not peanut butter. It is a peanut-flavored spread held together by industrial grease. Leave it on the shelf. Number 3. Tesco Stockwell and Asda Just Essentials. Number 3 represents the budget trap that catches the most vulnerable families in the UK. The supermarket value ranges. Specifically, Tesco Stockwell and Asda Just Essentials peanut butter. We are living through a massive cost of living crisis. Everyone is trying to save money. When you see a jar of peanut butter for 80p or £1, it seems like a lifeline. You look at the price tag and think, peanuts are peanuts, right? Why pay more? Wrong. In the world of nuts, you get exactly what you pay for, and the hidden cost here is your liver health. The danger here isn't necessarily an added chemical ingredient. It is a silent, invisible fungus called Aspergillus flavus. Unlike almonds or cashews that grow on trees, peanuts grow underground in the soil. They are highly susceptible to moisture, darkness, and mold. This mold produces a toxin called aflatoxin. Aflatoxin is not just a mild irritant, it is a potent liver carcinogen. It is one of the most toxic natural substances known to science. While the UK has safety limits, here is the harsh economic reality. Safety comes at a price. High-quality peanuts come from specific dry climates, like Cordoba in Argentina, where mold physically cannot grow. These premium nuts are expensive. So, where do the peanuts for the 80p supermarket jars come from? They come from the global discard pile. These are the peanuts that didn't make the grade for the premium brands. They are often sourced from humid climates, where storage conditions are poor and mold growth is rampant. While they legally pass the minimum safety standards, they are consistently testing closer to the limit than the premium brands. And here is the scary part. Aflatoxins are heat-stable. Roasting the nuts does not destroy them. If the mold was there in the damp silo, the toxin is there in your jar. When you buy the cheapest peanut butter possible, you are eating the bottom of the barrel. You are eating the nuts that were likely stored in damp conditions, prone to fungal infection. Over time, chronic exposure to trace amounts of aflatoxins puts a massive strain on your liver, which has to filter this poison out every single day. You are saving £1 at the till, but you are paying for it with the long-term health of your body's detoxification system. It is a false economy. Number 2. Whole Earth Drizzler. Number 2 is the biggest betrayal on this list because it comes from a brand that built its entire reputation on being ethical, natural, and good for the planet. Whole Earth, specifically their Drizzler squeezy bottles. Whole Earth is supposed to be the good guy of the British food scene. Their standard glass jars are generally decent, but with the Drizzler range, they sold their soul for convenience. Look at the packaging. It is a plastic squeeze bottle. To make peanut butter liquid enough to squeeze out of a nozzle like ketchup, you have to fundamentally destroy the food matrix. You cannot squeeze real peanut butter. It is a solid paste. So, how did they do it? Turn the bottle over and look at the percentage. You will see roasted peanuts, 86%. That is an incredibly low percentage for a premium brand. What is the rest? Sustainable palm oil. They have diluted the expensive peanuts with massive amounts of palm oil to make it runny. Nutritionally, this is a disaster. Palm oil is high in palmitic acid. While not inherently bad in isolation, when you mix processed palm oil with sugar and peanut solids, you are creating an inflammatory sludge. You are paying a premium, organic price for a product that is 14% cheap filler oil. But the real danger, the one they definitely don't talk about, is the bottle itself. Peanut butter is 50% fat. In chemistry, fat is a solvent. It absorbs chemicals from its container. When you put a fatty substance inside soft, squeezable plastic, you run a high risk of chemical leaching. Chemicals like phthalates and BPA substitutes, known as endocrine disruptors, can migrate from the plastic into the oil over time. These chemicals mimic estrogen in the human body. They are linked to hormonal imbalances and fertility issues. By buying the Drizzler, you are essentially eating peanut-flavored palm oil served with a side of dissolved microplastics and hormone-disrupting chemicals. It is a product designed for lazy consumers, sold by a company that knows better. Do not trade your hormonal health for a squeeze mechanism. Buy glass or buy nothing. Number 1. Reese's Creamy Peanut Butter. And finally, number 1. The absolute worst offender on UK shelves. The brand that shouldn't even be legally allowed to call itself peanut butter. Reese's Creamy Peanut Butter. This American import has exploded in popularity in the UK, especially among teenagers and students. It is famous for that distinct Reese's cup flavor. But let's be clear, this is not food. This is cake frosting disguised as a breakfast spread. Look at the ingredients list. It is a horror show. Peanuts are barely the main event. The list includes sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil, monoglycerides, molasses, and most shockingly, cornstarch. Cornstarch? Why on earth would you put cornstarch in peanut butter? The answer is terrifying. They have used so much cheap oil and so much sugar that the product would be a runny, watery mess without it. They have to use a thickening agent, usually found in gravy, just to give it the appearance and texture of peanut butter. A single serving of this product contains more sugar than a chocolate digestive biscuit. When you eat this, you are not getting the steady energy release of protein and healthy fats. You are getting a massive glucose spike, followed by a massive insulin spike. This crashes your energy levels an hour later and leaves you craving more sugar. It creates a cycle of metabolic addiction. Feeding this to your children on toast is biologically identical to feeding them a candy bar for breakfast. It primes their palate to reject natural foods and crave hyperpalatable, ultra-processed sludge. It destroys metabolic flexibility. It promotes fatty liver disease. It is a dessert, pure and simple, and it belongs in the confectionery aisle, not the health food section. If you have this orange jar in your cupboard, throw it in the bin immediately. Safe brand number 2, Pip and Nut. If you are looking for a clean, safe option that is widely available in almost every Tesco, Sainsbury's, and Waitrose across the country, your best choice is Pip and Nut. Pip and Nut was founded to solve the exact problem we discussed with Whole Earth, the palm oil problem. While other natural brands were diluting their products with cheap palm fat to save money, Pip and Nut made a radical promise: no palm oil, ever. They are a certified B Corp. For those who don't know, B Corp certification is incredibly difficult to get. It means the company is legally required to balance profit with purpose. They have to prove they are looking after their supply chain, their workers, and the environment. It is a seal of approval that the company isn't cutting corners in the dark. When you open a jar of Pip and Nut, the first thing you notice is the smell. It smells like fresh, roasted nuts. Compare that to a jar of Sun-Pat, which smells like stale oil and sugar. That freshness matters. It means the oils haven't oxidized. It means the nutrients are intact. Their recipe is rigorously simple: roasted peanuts and a pinch of sea salt. No hidden E numbers. No hydrogenated fats disguising themselves as vegetable oil. They test their batches to ensure safety. It is honest, transparent food at a fair price. By choosing Pip and Nut, you are voting with your wallet. You are telling the supermarkets that you don't want their fillers, their plastics, and their chemicals. You want real nutrition. Safe brand number 1, Manilife Deep Roast. If you want the absolute gold standard of peanut butter available in the UK, if you want a product that tastes like luxury but acts like medicine, you need to switch to Manilife, specifically their Deep Roast. Why is Manilife in a league of its own? It comes down to one word: traceability. Most commercial brands buy generic market peanuts. These are nuts aggregated from thousands of different farms, mixed together in giant silos. If one farm has a mold problem, the whole batch gets contaminated. Manilife does the opposite. They source their peanuts from a single family-run estate in Cordoba, Argentina. This geographical detail is critical. Cordoba has a unique, naturally dry climate that makes it nearly impossible for the deadly Aspergillus mold to grow. By sourcing from this one specific region, Manilife virtually eliminates the risk of aflatoxin contamination without needing heavy chemical processing. But the benefits aren't just about what isn't in the jar, it's about what is in it. Manilife uses a specific breed of nut called high oleic peanuts. In the world of nutrition, high oleic means the fat profile is different. These peanuts are packed with monounsaturated fats, the exact same heart-healthy, inflammation-lowering fats found in premium olive oil. The ingredient list is a lesson in purity: 99.1% high oleic peanuts and 0.9% sea salt. That is it. No sugar, no palm oil, no stabilizers. Because of the high-quality roast, it has a deep, intense flavor profile that makes the sugary brands taste like plastic. It separates naturally because it is real food. You have to stir it, and that effort is your proof of purity.